I'd like to call upon Julie's subconscious, please.
Yes.
Thank you. Are we able to do a body scan on her body and see what is happening today?
Yes. She seems pretty balanced.
Wonderful. Thank you. We have questions about a lifetime that she has had on Earth in Ireland as a fairy. Are you able to help assist us with our questions today?
Yes.
Thank you. And so, are you able to show her the birth of being that fairy?
I'm seeing a forest. Seeing creatures in it. I don't see the birth.
Okay. How is it that fairies are born?
Seeing I feel like it's a spark of life that is created into a very being.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you. And can you tell me the purpose and the lessons she wanted to learn as being that fairy?
Rather than returning to source after Egypt, she decided that she wanted to have some relaxation.
And so she was a guide in Egypt.
Yes.
And so she moved her soul essence into a fairy's life or fairy's body.
Yes.
And what was that lifetime like for her being that fairy?
Very joyful. It was incredible being among all the other fairies and nature.
What was the significance of her choosing to be a fairy in Ireland?
Beautiful country, beautiful trees, and lots of fairies.
I see. And did she know anyone in that lifetime that she does now?
Lisa, a friend that she had a long time ago, but they've parted ways.
I see. Okay.
They had a beautiful connection on Earth, but life got in the way.
I understand. Okay, thank you. And so, in terms of the life of a fairy, um, can you show here where she slept, or do they have houses, or what can you tell me about their living?
I feel like the homes were up in the trees. They were just like in among the branches and among the leaves. I don't know if it was a house per se, but it was a comfortable little covering of leaves and branches.
Mm-hmm. And are you able to describe the body of the fairy?
Slender. Not really human looking, but the body shape was close to human. The facial features were a little bit different.
Okay. And is it true that they have wings or something else?
I'm seeing wings.
And did she live with a community of others?
Yes.
Are they social or are they more independent from each other?
They are social. They're very social. She was there to help them and assist them and be part of them.
I see. And did they ever have human interaction or did they keep to themselves?
They couldn't have human interaction because it would have destroyed who they were. The humans wouldn't have understood. I believe they did have interaction with them without them ever being seen. Just doing little things for the humans.
Oh, I see. Is it possible for the humans to actually see them or not?
I believe there are some humans that were open to seeing them, but it was very rare.
I see. And in terms of their size, what could you say about the size of a fairy in terms of, say, a hand, an adult hand?
I see the fairy sitting inside the palm of the hand, so very small.
I see. And in terms of helping humans, how would they go about doing that? What would they do?
She used her past life as on Sirius A with her being able to do healing. She would leave things out for the humans to help them.
Marvelous.
She
And
loved the humans.
uh-huh. Is this why she's still here now in this life incarnate of Julie?
Yes, she's an important part of Julie. Julie's always loved fairies.
Mm. And so, how is the fairy collective going? Is there still fairies here on this planet at this time?
I'm not seeing that. I'm not sure if they'll shift when everybody else shifts or if they're going to be taken up sooner. I can't see it.
Could we ask for a representative of the collective of fairies to be able to answer that question, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Um, am I speaking now to a collective, a representation of the fairies?
Yes.
Thank you. We are curious, is there still fairies here on planet Earth at this time?
A lot of them have shifted. There's very few still here.
Oh, And for those who are still here, what is their experiences and lessons being here now?
They weren't prepared to shift. They loved their life. So they're waiting until the last moment.
I see. And in terms of where they would shift to, are they going to what we call New Earth, or do they have other destinations, or both?
Both. They'll go, some of them will go back to their collectives. Not sure if any will go to New Earth. I believe some of them will.
What are the challenges of having a life as a fairy?
They were pretty protected where they were living, but the poisons of the earth were encroaching on where they lived. But it's a pretty blissful life. Not a whole lot of fear. Very communal. Very peaceful.
Thank you. In terms of that lifetime for Julie being that fairy, what did she learn?
She learned. She learned about the peaceful way of living. It tied in with the law of one that she'd always believed in. It gave her great joy to be among all these fairies. And it gave her great joy to assist the humans where she could without being discovered. It gave her peace. She'd like to go back.
Yes, I can understand that. And so, in terms of years that we call years, how many years did she live as being that fairy?
I'm seeing not very long. I'm seeing she only wanted to go there for a respite, and then she went back to being a watcher and a guide.
I understand. Did she complete the life cycle of being the fairy, or um, could she have a walk out experience being that fairy? How can you explain it to us what happened for her?
I'm seeing a walk in and a walk out life for her there.
That makes sense. Okay. In terms of an average age that fairies live, in terms of our understanding of time, what can you tell us?
I'm seeing, I'm not sure. I believe that they live, I'm seeing 50s, 50 years, maybe more.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thank you. Is there any more information you'd like to share with us about her fairy life?
That was a very joyful time for her. It was just what she needed to rejuvenate and replenish her soul. She knew she was going to go back to guiding, which she loves. She loves doing that. She loves the humans. And she just wanted to see them succeed. So it was a beautiful life for her.
It seems like a lovely choice for her to have her first physical lifetime on Earth being that fairy.
Yes, and she was able to observe humans too while she did it.
At a different level compared to her being the guide.
Yes. She wasn't responsible for guiding them. She was just watching, observing, getting to know why they made the decisions they made, and still loving them.
Could
They
it
brought her joy.
I love that. Could it be said that when she was responsible for guiding those in Egypt, for example, how much pressure and responsibility and what challenges occurs to someone or some being, some soul essence, when you're the guide?
She took on a lot of responsibility on her shoulders that she shouldn't have taken on, but she felt like it was her job to make sure that everything would go well. Things just went awry because other collectives got involved. And there's always life contracts. And the life contracts are either wanting to control or wanting to live free. And there's a reason for all of them. And so she just needed a break after that because she needed to understand it wasn't her fault. And then she could go back to loving the people and being there for them again.
She remarked that the first session we had together, she kept being showing the hieroglyphics again. What did you want her to know about what she was seeing in that first session?
I wanted her to know that the people of Egypt did know that they were there. And they were interacting with the aliens and with the spaceships and being given a lot of information from different collectives. It's all there. There's a lot of it missing and a lot of it that's been destroyed. Certain collectives destroyed things that they didn't want anyone to know, the humans to know farther down the line. But the history's there. And it's beautiful and it's interactive with all the beings that they can't see, including her.
Does that help her understand that it truly wasn't her sole responsibility how people use their free will?
Yes, she understands. It was just hard for her to watch after going through it with Alanis and the people that she led to Egypt.
I see. And is there anything else you want her to know about her role being a guide in Atlantis?
Now, she came in at the very end and she was there for the people and supported the people and was part of the group that led them to Egypt. And so when things started going awry in Egypt, she felt like she should have been able to get them to understand the law of one more. And now she's accepted that. That's the way it is. Free will. Free will. The law of one will always be there from source. But life experiences are meant to be and they're purposeful.
Indeed. Okay. Thank you. And in terms of what you would like her to focus on moving forward until the shift. Can you remind her of her responsibilities, please?
Her responsibilities, she knows. Just like with her brother, she's healing. She's assisting in healing. She's raising vibrations. She's loving all. Even people that she sees down in the street or in the store, she's getting eye contact with them and loving them. That's her job. That's her purpose here. Raise the vibrations and support the people that are just love them.
I love that. Great. Thank you for that clarification. And in terms of her curiosity regarding Chiron and the Chiron effect, what can you let her know?
She was just curious what the effect was about. When Jane had the experience, she thought it was really incredible. I just think that he has incredible things that he can share with her and incredible things that he can share with everyone here.
Indeed. And so, does he want to come in to the session and explain what the Chiron effect is? So
she has it within her. She has it within her to have high vibration. She has it within her to do all these things. She's doing wonderful. She gets to erase the boundaries that she's placed on herself and know that she's a higher being and can do incredible things. She just has to open herself up to them.
And thank you. And so, what is the Chiron effect for people who've never heard it before?
I'm not getting anything.
Okay. Can we call on Chiron and ask him himself?
Yes.
Thank you. I would like to ask Chiron, please, to explain what the Chiron effect is.
I'm showing her to relax into it, to find the peace within herself, to allow the higher consciousness to seep into her, to just allow herself to be. She doesn't need any outside influence. She just needs to relax and allow herself to be.
Chiron, she was saying that when she was listening to you be channeled through Lee. She couldn't resonate with it. What's happening there?
He's blocking me. He's not allowing information to come through that needs to come through.
Why is he doing that?
Because he's afraid. He's afraid that people will walk away from him because they will feel that he hasn't been honest with them, and he will lose part of his income. He just needs to understand that people will come to him more if he allows them to hear the truth. Some will fall away, but the ones who are meant to hear will hear.
Indeed. What information is he blocking from you?
He's blocking the shift. He's blocking information that would assist people in preparing for the shift because of his fear.
Where has his fear derived from? Why is he afraid?
Because he believes a lot of the things that are being said by the other spiritualists. And he's afraid that he's getting information that is not really true or correct. He just needs to relax and let the energy flow through him and the words flow through him. And he's not willing to do that.
You would have thought, given how many years he's connected in with you, Chiron, he would have more faith and trust.
Yes. But like other spiritualists, he's stuck. He's stuck in fear. And maybe it's purposeful. Maybe the people who listen to him aren't meant to hear. And they'll find it somewhere else. Maybe eventually he'll open up.
I see. Okay, thank you so much. And so, Chiron, what other information would you like us to know about the shift?
It will happen. It will happen when it's time. Everyone just needs to prepare, do their inner work, raise the vibrations, trust in the higher beings, and know that we're here for them. Know that we're watching. Know that we have them. And know that if they're meant to hear this truth, that their guides and their higher selves will guide them to it. Just love. Just love. That's the most important thing. If you raise your vibrations and find love, you will be guided to higher things. You will be guided to more information. Find your peace.
So true. Yes, when you are in that love frequency, you can raise yourself up so much more to bigger information.
Yes, it can. And Julie truly believes in the loved one. She always has. Even on this earth, she's always wanted people to be equal. And so both of you are doing exactly what you need to be doing. putting this information out, loving, raising the vibration, allowing people to be who they are and find the information on their own when it's their time, and not pushing. When you push, they push back. When you allow free flow, and find peace, and find the answers.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you so much. Is there any final messages that you have for humanity, Chiron?
The time is coming for the great shift, and it will be beautiful. There are things we need to go through before then, but it will be worth it. And all of you have life contracts, and all of you will come through them, either here or after you shift. It is all perfect.
Wonderful. Fantastic. Thank you, Chiron, very much for your information today. I know Julie is going to really appreciate that, so you can recede to where you belong, and I'll ask Julie's subconscious to return once again. Am I speaking back to the subconscious?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Remind me, subconscious, what collective you are involved with.
Arcturian.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And does the Arcturian Collective have a message for humanity today?
Yes, things are going as planned. There are things that still need to be worked out, but everything is flowing forward. When the time is right, we will shift. We'll shift all of you to where you're meant to be. And those of you who are meant to stay on this planet after the shift, we will be there for you.
Absolutely. And in terms of what needs to unfold before the shift, what can you tell us? What will people see?
There are people shifting all the time now. They just don't know it's part of the shift.
Yes.
Energies are being raised all the time. We're continuously sending more energy to the planet.
Yes, thank you. We are aware that many people are shifting at this time, and they have for a while. In terms of what we will see, though, what physical experiences will people see leading up to, say, the laser event, for example? What will happen before the laser event?
There will be a lot more people rise up. A lot more people stand in their perfection. Not perfection as you think it, but in their contract perfection. There will be a lot of people who, as more stuff comes out, will go deeper into their fear. And it's purposeful. As we move forward, As we move forward, the vibration of the planet will continue rising. More people will be open to the truth. It's just taking time for a lot of things that need to fall into place before the shift happens.
Those things that need to fall into place, can you give us some examples?
More of the collectives need to come to understanding and relax about the shift and know that we want this to be equal across people on the earth, the humans that are living on this earth are walking and finishing their life contracts as much as they can. We're just hoping that more of them complete the contracts before shifting.
I understand. Lots of experiences still need to be mastered for many people who are still in a denser frequency.
There's density there for a reason. Some of the life contracts are about the density. They wanted to experience that while they were here.
So, for those people who feel like they're just on this pause waiting pattern, what would you like them to be reminded about?
On this pause pattern, they should just be enjoying life, doing things on this planet that they will never get to do again, that they wanted to, experiencing things that they will never get to experience again on this earth, not in this life, not in this way. Just find their joy, assist others in finding their joy.
Lovely. And from your perspective, how is the best way to support people who are in fear?
Don't buy into their fear with them. It will not serve a purpose. Let them talk about their fear and then see if you can walk them through it without joining them in their fear. It doesn't help them if you absorb their fear with them. Just keep sending them light while they're walking through it. Allow them to walk through it on their own with loving support from you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the information you've given us today.